matchup is back. Hello, I'm the Irish guy, and okay then, let's see what happened in the Premier League this weekend. And oh boy, it was mad. Right, let's go. Wolves, Man City 4. Play the clip.
Wolves will not enter the relegation zone even once. Not even a single week will they be in the relegation zone. And for every week that they are, I will slap a sandwich in my face.
Thanks, Wolves. Well, wasn't that just delicious? I proudly sat in this very chair, the one that definitely stinks of expired yogurt, saying that Wolves wouldn't even enter the relegation zone for even a minute this season. I was saying that for everyone who thought the Wolves would go down, oh, you clearly also think that penguins can write poems. I was basically saying that for this season, seeing Wolves in the bottom 3 would be about as rare as trying to catch Victoria Beckham in the Burger King queue. I don't think she eats anything but her fingernails. Well, look at that. Instantly, bottom of the league. Having experienced the worst Premier League start for 22 years. Are you for real? Why did I predict this for Wolves when they were just days away from welcoming a new look Man City to Molyneux? It was insanely stupid. I might as well have sat here and said I was going to smack myself in the face with a toaster every time Big Sam is seen eating a sandwich. I mean, even as we speak, he is probably slobbering a cheese and onion toasty all over a lonely table in Subway. Why? Why did I have such odd, misplaced faith in Wolves? It was so weird. I don't even like Wolves that much. But now I look more obsessed with Wolves than that weird kid off the Jungle Book. But yes, thank you, Wolverhampton, for offering the mental resolve of a cheese biscuit. On Saturday afternoon, here was Man City absolutely cooking you with a spoon. Halibut too, sure, but this is all about the magical debut from Tiani Reindeers. I mean, it was strange to see Wolves getting destroyed by reindeers. I mean, it sounds like some creepy crossover storybook where Red Riding Hood's nan gets rescued by Santa Claus, right? But yeah, after this incredible display in midfield, this up-and-coming Dutch midfielder is being marketed as the new De Bruyne, right? Here's the extremely sad, crushy reality, though. He's 27. What? This guy's only been famous for about 2 years. Seriously, 2.5 years ago, he was in the prime of his life, finishing 4th in the Eredivisie with AZ Alkmaar. Good player, sure, but I mean, do you think English kids were yapping about him in the schoolyard? No, people talked about him the same way you talk about that banana sandwich that your cousin ate once. It wouldn't come up in conversation at all, and yet, now Reindeers looks like he's about to take the Premier League by storm. Where has he been? Why is he so old? 27 is not the age for a fresh, new, up-and-coming superstar. It's the age where all the rock stars die in the toilet, covered in cornflakes-flavored vomit and milk. This feels sad that the Premier League discovered this man so late in his career. I don't know, it must be like someone finally meets their soulmate when she's 84. Oh, great. You just know she's going to collapse and die of pneumonia when visiting the aquarium on the 4th date. Well, look, City look absolutely brilliant. And yeah, people have been sleeping on them this season. One thing I will say as well is well done, James Trafford. I mean, this guy is having the last laugh. After an incredible season in the Championship with Burnley, he chose to back out of a move to Newcastle at the last minute to go back to Man City in what I thought was the most pathetic decision I've seen from a goalkeeper since Jens Lehmann decided to butcher his neighbors with a spoon or something. I only skimmed the news. But look, Ederson has been ousted from the squad because he really wants to swap success with Man City to go and play in the Turkish Super League? What a weird decision. But yeah, Trafford just made his Man City debut at 22. And he didn't put a foot wrong, and I'm going to say something crazy. I would keep him as the number 1. I mean, the club chasing Gigi Donnarumma feels so weird. Because fantastic goalkeeper, yes. But in modern football, he's still got chicken feet. He kicks the ball about as well as I can chew blocks of cement. Seeing him trying to distribute that ball is about as worrying as seeing your taxi drivers buttering his eyeballs while stopped at a traffic light. He is absolutely not the right sort of goalkeeper for Pep Guardiola. So this transfer, it confuses me more than that time I caught my dad googling midgets online. Seriously, just keep Trafford as the club's number 1. Sunderland 3, West Ham 0. Play the clip.
Sunderland won't win a game. I don't think Sunderland will put a single win on the board. And they will become the first team in Premier League history to not even put a points total up in the double digits. I think this is going to be hands down the worst Premier League season of all time.
Oh no. No! I made an entire video saying that Sunderland wouldn't win a match all season long. That they would record a record low points total. That they would be worse than Derby County. Nope, they're second in the league. Second. They just absolutely smacked about an expensive West Ham team for fun. 3-0, 3-0, 3-0! Firstly, can I just first say, the Graham Potter is not even good enough for West Ham. I told everyone when he had monster hype at Brighton that he was just some wooden tree of a coach. I don't care that he used to coach bearded Vikings in a Swedish village. I don't care if football hipsters drooled over him as if he was a plate of Icelandic mac and cheese. This guy clearly has the authority of a 10-year-old policeman. Yeah, I'm not getting told off for jaywalking by someone who trick-or-treats. Potter is and always has been a wet milk carton of a Premier League manager. And And this is a total disaster. But wow, I seriously said Sunderland wouldn't win a match all season long. You've officially made me look like a stupid little frog. Oh, well done. Who predicts that the club won't win a match all season long? And then they win the first match of the season. It's truly a pathetic prediction. They bullied West Ham to such an extreme that I wouldn't be shocked if photos were leaked after the match of the Sunderland manager Regis Labrie giving Potter a wedgie in the toilet. Seriously, if I'm a West Ham fan, then I'm insufferably embarrassed with starting this season in this way. You had all summer to prepare to get ready for Potter's first full season in charge. And that happens. I haven't seen Potter look that embarrassed since Hermione found out that he spiked her drink. Okay, I haven't read the books. Liverpool 4, Bournemouth 2. Firstly, can I just say, well done to the Liverpool fans. Most of the Liverpool fans. Nearly, so very nearly every single Liverpool fan packed into Anfield on Friday night. And the Bournemouth fans too. Because that rendition of You'll Never Walk Alone in tribute to Diogo Jota was special. It was like when the Leicester City crowd paid tribute to their owner back in 2018. That is something you're going to remember forever. Honestly, lads, I've never heard that song sung so well by a crowd and that minute silence. Utterly impeccable. However, to that one Liverpool fan, and you know who you are, one who kept stealing my penguin bars at lunch at school. Oh, I have no praise for you, Kevin Cronin. Never mind. Oh no, other than my petty childhood squabbles. Oh no, that Liverpool fan got thrown out of Anfield on Monday night. Disgusting. I haven't been that angry with someone in a wheelchair since my grandma pooed on a car trip to Cork. I'm sorry, but whoever that was saying those things to Antoine Semenyo, you're not a football fan. You're a disgrace. The fact that Semenyo managed to dust himself down and scored twice, including an equalising strike where he ran on the pitch and bamboozled Canadi until his brains were scrambled eggs. Well done, you mate, and you showed extreme character in this match, because most players would be too upset to even focus, but you responded in the absolute perfect way. I mean, you just scored the goal of your life. I already saw that this man valued loyalty by signing a new Cherries deal early in the summer, when he could have literally just waited for Man United or Spurs. But now I also understand that he's got a strong character too. Semenyo, you're a legend, but that Liverpool fan, I can't even put into words what an utter disgrace you are. But Liverpool going forward were electric, and I'm gonna say this: you don't need Isak. You don't. Hugo Ekitike is a perfectly acceptable starting striker for a title-challenging team. Might as well give him a whole season up front, and he bagged 20 goals. He's literally a golden boot challenger. You don't need Isak. And lads, if you do sign Isak, both he and Ekitike are gonna hate each other. They're gonna be like two territorial dogs fighting over the same bowl. All Liverpool need is a backup striker, the replacement for Jota. Ironically, Johan Wiese will be the perfect choice. But don't do that, because I think if you pinched him up or played now at this stage, then I think I'd vomit Cheerios on my feet. But even, why not? Hear me out. Go and get Chris Wood, Ekitike and Wood as your main centre forwards this season. Why not? Go get Wood. What? He scored more goals than Isak since Isak joined Newcastle. Get Wood. Aston Villa 0, Newcastle 0. 0-0. And do you know why it was 0-0? Because Newcastle United have a perfectly fit and world-class striker who refuses to play football. There was absolutely no reason for Alexander Isak to not turn up for work. He didn't even have a doctor's note, and yet I have no idea if he even watched this match. You know what? He probably didn't. I really don't think that Isak even showed this club enough respect to even tune into the match on his phone. No, whilst this game was going on, I bet he was sitting in bed watching an episode of Breaking Bad, or maybe Googling whether or not it's normal to try and get your teddy bear pregnant. Okay, I know he didn't do any of that, but hey, if a megastar is going to disrespect my favorite club in this way, then the least I can do is spread fake rumors about him on the internet. So go on, lads, pass it on. Isak tries to get his teddy bears pregnant. Well, look, Newcastle looked okay in this match, and for the first time in nearly 10 years, Newcastle are officially lower in the league than Sunderland. I know it's only for a few days, but still. By now, the Geordies are scared to look at the league table. Seriously, when they showed that thing at the end of match of the day, I know some Newcastle fans would have quickly looked away. I mean, the BBC might as well have shown them a photo of the mess their mum made in the downstairs toilet, because seeing Sunderland above Newcastle, it absolutely feels like you're staring at Jonathan Ross licking ketchup off his belly in the bath. But yeah, a good point for Newcastle, and I guess a good point for Villa. But meh, because lads, since 2004, this was the 11th time I've seen the Magpies fail to score at Villa Park. 5 of those matches have now been 0-0s. Newcastle have also been basically relegated at this ground twice without scoring a goal. This has secretly become a secretly ugly away trip for the Geordies. The amount of times they've slumped out of this ground. I mean, seeing their team show the creative spark of a half-eaten chicken nugget. Seriously, it's rough. Newcastle fans traveling to Villa Park, it's a bit like going on a trip to see your dentist with the outrageous coffee breath. No thanks. Tottenham 3, Burnley 0. Richarlison is a beast. case. Lads, I picked him in my fantasy football team on Friday night, and I managed to stumble upon a hideously ugly front three. I pumped my money into the field and the defense, which meant that I had a front three of Wissa, Richarlison, and Wood. I mean, that looks like the most limp superhero team you've ever seen in your life. Wood, Wissa, and Richarlison look about as interesting and cool as the Fantastic Four. I've never seen a minute of any of those films in my life. Would rather eat a cheeseburger out of my granddad's armpit. Come at me, Marvel fans. Yes, I had instant regret the minute I selected Richarlison. A bit like when you agreed to play spin the bottle with your sister. Oh, do I regret it now? Oh no, right now I'm buzzing like a bumblebee in heat. Look, the Brazilian is a player who blows hot and cold, sure, but maybe Thomas Frank can unlock the potential he clearly has. Because if Carlo Ancelotti used to tell about Everton that he should be winning the Golden Boot. And look, he's got outrageous ability. Here he smacked in 2 volleys, and the second one, wow! He can do things like this. Don't forget, he scored the goal of the tournament at the last World Cup, and also an acrobatic volley for Brazil against Serbia. He can do things like this, but his goal-scoring stats are criminal. That volley was just his 22nd goal for Spurs in his 92nd match, and he hasn't scored for Brazil since that insane 2022 where he scored 10 in 10. This has to be the season where the 28-year-old saves his Tottenham career because the ability is there. He should be keeping Solanke out of the first team on a regular basis. Well, we'll see. And as for Burnley, oh, they're going down. Man United 0, Arsenal 1. Get a new goalkeeper. Get a new goalkeeper. Manchester United have had an entire summer to get a new one. We've seen Andre Onana and now Alter Bayindir. They've both got the wrist strength of soup. Here was the Turkish standing getting bullied at a corner kick, and not for the first time. This man might be a Turkish #1, but he's also utter wet cottage cheese as well. He was so bad that the journalists were asking Ruben Amorim in the post-match press conference whether or not he considered picking Tom Heaton instead. Sorry, Tom Heaton, the 39-year-old who hasn't played a single minute of Premier League football since busting his knee for Aston Villa nearly 6 years ago. No minutes in 6 years. Is he even still a footballer anymore? He went to Euro 2024 with England as a training goalkeeper, as a spare face. That's what he is now. If I'm a Man United fan, I am terrified to stick Heaton in net because he's probably spent the last 5 years whacking open a box of mini rolls every day before training. He is not a Premier League footballer anymore. He is not the answer. Donnarumma is the answer. That's world-class goalkeepers come on the market so rarely in life, and yet here you've got a current treble-winning world-class star out in the cold at PSG and searching for a cup price move with just 1 year left on his contract. It's a no-brainer. Get Donnarumma now! But as for this match, Man United played quite well. Matheus Cunha looks saucy going forward, but it's just what Arsenal do, just like at the start of last season, grinding out 1-0 wins on the road without particularly playing that well. But yeah, top result for the Gunners. Nottingham Forest 3, Brentford 1. Oh, Brentford, what have you done? They are absolute wet fish fingers. As I said, the Nottingham Forest will struggle this season. Here they are 3-0 up at half time. Yeah, they played well, but this is what happens when Brentford sell their stars and put in charge a manager who's managed about as many football matches as I've beaten up aliens on the moon. Look at Brentford's starting 11. That is so poor. It looks about as exciting as trying to make conversation with the Garden Gnome. Poor old Keith must have been fully terrified at half time. His managerial debut and he's 3-0 down in the Premier League. And his starting 11 had only ever scored a combined 24 Premier League goals between them. Most of them were waiting for the first ever Premier League goal, including the club record striker on the pitch, Igor Thiago, who yes, did score a penalty in the second half, but oh boy, Brentford looked terrible. Chelsea 0, Crystal Palace 0. Is this Club World Cup fatigue already? I know Crystal Palace are a decent little team, but still, 0-0 at home? With Chelsea only not losing the match because Ebereki Eze had a free kick ruled out for Gehi being offside in the wall. And lads, what stuck out to me in this match is that Chelsea have paid so much money for big centre-backs. And you hear they lined out with a homegrown centre-back pairing of Trevor Chalobah and Josh Achiampong. Considering Chalobah was frozen out in the cold a year ago, this looks mad. Brighton 1, Fulham 1. I didn't watch it, but isn't Rodrigo Muniz supposed to be at Atalanta? Next! Anyway, that's the interview. And yes, lads, okay, I'm going to try and work through these forfeits over the course of the season. So, first up, what do we have from you, Flav?
Those are my predictions. When I win at the end of the season, I want you to, in one of your videos, fit in the sentence, listen to James and Flav for Now podcast 4 times. Find a way to do it. It might be you reel them off. But essentially what I want is, by winning this, for you to drive your audience to our audience and everybody wins.
Right. Listen to James and Flav for Now podcast. 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 That was was kind of an easy forfeit. Yeah, alright then. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll talk to you in a while.